Hello everyone, welcome back to Factorio using the space exploration mod. So we've been spending quite a bit of time on the planet setting up this little area down here, the cannon facility. And I haven't quite finished it. I still need to get more steel here, I still need to send up a few more oil products, but I want to go back to space. I just don't want to... I feel like we haven't been, we spent too much time trying to get more supplies, and I want to spend more time building new stuff. Or at least, building stuff that will lead to advantage. We've been normally riding up in our little capsule, just to, not to carry cargo up, but just to go back and forth between the Earth, or Nauvis, and space. But I went ahead and I set up this cargo rocket, and it's not full. But I tried to fill it up with some useful stuff, mostly the satellites, telemetry, the solar panels, and the bots, and a few other things that hopefully will be useful. Since we don't carry much up, we don't usually have much chance to go up. How do I get in? Let me in. There we go. Let's go up. So this is what you could do. You could say launch on signals, and so you could automate your entire surface to orbit industry, or transport, based on having a sufficient of a certain item or whatever, in order to completely skip the entire thing I've been working on the past 10 hours. But I prefer what we've done. Let's head up. It's only 99% chance to succeed, so who knows, maybe we'll be unlucky and crash and burn. Looks good. Yep, that's what's supposed to happen. Alright, grab our capsule back. Let's just set that up right here. So here's all the stuff we just brought. I don't think we lost anything. We actually got some extra cargo sections that were that probably because we didn't use the entire space. Okay. Well, I'm not going to grab too much from here right now. This is mostly just, like I said, to get up here and to have more stuff here for when we need to build these things. So like we can go ahead and start building more of these right away. Plug those in, plug those. Put more bots in the port. You're having trouble with heat shielding. Let me go ahead and grab some of that down here for you. Alright, you're making these little space assembly machines, and then we'll turn them into the space manufactories, because we ran out last time. Alright, so I know we have power issues. I'm going to deal with power issues in the future. Not now. Well, first things first, we should place some more land, because I think these chests are full. Yeah. So let's, here, just grab all of it, and put some ground down. Room to expand. Whatever we don't use for building stuff, manufacturing stuff, we can always just use for solar panels. So I'm not worried about, making land I don't need. I do want it to be nice and square, though. There must be no gaps. Oh, and we're out. Well, that's kind of ugly. But look how quickly that ran out. Just a little bit right there, and we used up a full steel chest full of full of land. I mean, I guess it's fairly large considering compared to the starting area they gave me, but still. Reminds me back when we were playing C Block, and our C Block days where we were continually out of, you know, everything. And we're trying to run huge buses because there was so many extra materials on so little land. And I would just leave the game running for like 6 hours to let all the landfill build up. Alright, so you built a bunch of these. Why did you stop? You ran out of big electric motors. That's fine. Let me put these here. Switch you over to making the space manufactories, which also need to build up motors, but we got some. There you go. Alright, I need some green inserters. Some power lines. This, that, the other. Do I have any more combinators? I'm sure I do, somewhere. I do have some more of these. And the chests. Piping, more space assembly. More of these still. Probably could use some reds. Some red inserters. If I have any. Alright. Let's go and start setting up some more areas. So we have an area that's doing red science right now. The obvious thing to do would be to have an area doing green science. Let's go ahead and make this. We're going to set it to do 10 per second. That's our final output. We've already looked at this quite a bit. What layout are we going to use? So we've got a need for iron. These two are local. We'll be able to pull them in from the bus. The iron will pull in from the ground. Can we pull the iron in only one place? So it's rods and... It's the rods and the transport belts. It's not the easiest layout. But we can make it work. So let me pin this. So let's say we're gonna start at the bottom here. And this will be our this will be where we make the transport belts. And then we'll have a delivery cannon that delivers the iron. And then we have this, which will make... So this is the transport belt. This is the iron rods. So check that. Check that. that needs to be delivered to... So something else that needs these single engines. So we can run single engines right there. That'll be convenient. This is the regular burner inserters. And the sticks. And then these need the other. That's fine. We'll just need to add a bit more land here. Alright. So we're going to have two belts going up like this. This one actually is gonna stop here. We can actually get... We don't even need to add more land. We can kind of fake it. Like that. What's the total logistic requirements in terms of inserters? Anything above 1? No. So 2 is what I normally do just for, you know. I think it looks prettier. Alright, and you're outputting onto here. Along with you. Let's move this down a little bit. We don't really have a lot of room here. So you can just output in the very last tile here. Do I even want that? Do I just want to go north? Like this. This'll work. Alright, and now we need 5 of these. Which only just barely fits. Perfect. And you're creating green science. And total output's 10 per second. We already know that by convention, because that's what we are forcing it to be. So it can fit on one side of a space belt. And I'm going to bring it right here. Right, it'll be half a belt with the reds. Alright, that looks good. Now to bring in the things we need, this needs single-cylinder engines. Which I might not have enough, like, splitters and underground belts. Let's go make some more. Ah! I fell inside! Help! That needs reds, which we are now making in space. So we can actually just come over here and grab some, rather than having to hope we have them in a box somewhere. That's enough. For now. Go back to making a bunch of these. Oh, I need a combinator. If we don't have one in a chest, we can make one pretty easily. An arithmetic one, yeah. So it just needs just a few of these. And like that. The things that would have been tricky to do in space because we did not have like a single piece of copper plate or something. But now we have moved beyond, well beyond that point. Alright, what I was doing, I was going to grab some of these. And they're coming from this side, I believe. I should make a space belt, because it's a little awkward. And unfortunately, you need to be the other one, which again is a little awkward. We're not gonna need this before there, so I can maybe. I don't even need to do that. I can just turn it. And I might as well do the same here. Why act as if I'm gonna use something back that way? I'm not. And if I do decide to, then I can change it then. Alright, and this needed 2 that I didn't put down. I hate how this looks. We have to fix that. It must be clean. There we go. This is the most important one because we need to run the green wire across it. So that to there to there. And this is where I put our combinator, right like that. And you connect to the input, and the output connects to the pole. This needs iron. Don't think we had one set up for iron yet. I'm sure we do. It's the... this is not on the planet. So we're shooting up iron way down here. Here. And these are already set. This one is off. So the next one is something we haven't set yet. The previous one was Naquium structural data. So whatever's after Naquium structural data. And just to be clear about why I'm doing this, I can't just... what I want is to have a different destination for each cannon. So I'm dividing up these arbitrarily into different types. So this is all the coppers, this is all the irons, and so on. So interstellar void probe data. If that's greater than 500, then you can load this. And you are going to shoot up to there. And now you need to broadcast that you need Naquium. Or no, not Naquium, the interstellar probe stuff. So this is going to be 2,000 minus how much iron plate we have already in our box. And we're going to output that number as interstellar void probe data. We have none right now. So we're outputting 2,000, saying we can afford 2,000. Alright, and it's not actually doing it yet because we didn't turn it on. There. So now as long as there's a deficit of 2,000, which is half the box. If the half the box is empty, then it will start shooting this up 100 at a time. Or is it 80 at a time? Something like that. I don't know. Some number. This isn't outputting. Oh, that's not supposed to output there. That's supposed to output there. Looks good. That's working. Wow, look at this eat up iron plate. And we have green science being made. So working everywhere. Electricity is low. See, they're at... I can't see from the screen, but on this screen I can see that we're only powering it at about a third of the speed. And that's impressive considering how quickly it's eating at a third of a speed. I know we have to deal with some solar panels. I've been delaying it. We'll set it up later. I will continue to delay it. Alright, next science is military science. And we're going to set this to go at 10 per second. And to use all the latest toys, the space manufactories. And this one's not going to work because we have to shoot steel up and we didn't set that up on the ground yet. But we can at least get it receiving and broadcasting the signal. It does need a lot of iron plate across these. 45. So it's going to need 2 boxes at least. I'm just thinking about how to lay it out. So 4, and then 1, 2, 1, and then the walls. Sure. How many of these do I even have? I've got 1. That's not promising. Do you perhaps have more for me? No, you don't. Okay. We need to make some more, please. You should be able to. Yeah. Please make some more space manufactories. And put them in this box. What's the holdup? Okay. Lack of some things. Grab those. Oh, there's some more combinators needed. Grab those. And we brought a whole bunch of... Or we brought a few big motors. Alright. Should be good. Just needs time to load. No? No LDS? We have LDS right here, right? So apparently it's not making it. Well, we have some in a box, I'm sure. No jetpack fuel? Well, that's a problem. Yeah. Oops. That was not what I meant to do. Okay, so it was 4, then 1, 2, 1, then 1, then 5, right? So we need more. Give me more! That's stuff. We can get started and we'll come back. I should leave more room here. Yeah. Alright, let's look at that recipe again. And pin it. So we're going to start with the grenades. 4 of these. And they're going to need coal in quite high numbers. Quite a large amount of coal. I think I actually better have 2. So let's start with this. And we'll say we're going to run stuff on the outside. So we can have that and that. And per thing, it's mostly coal, right? Per grenade. That's the one I want on the inside. Where's my grenade? Grenade. Yeah, 10 coal per 5 plate. It's not even that different. But, and a belt can hold 45 items, so 50 is actually a problem. We'll have to load it. This one can be loaded directly from the boxes. Then the remaining can get theirs from the belt. So that would be 40, which is within a single belt. That's why we can't just run the iron on the same thing. So 1 in, 2 this way. And we'll combinator them in a moment. And on this side, we'll do the iron. Which again, we can just load 1 locally and then 2. We do need to have both sides of the belt. So like this, which actually looks kind of pretty, the way it's set up there. The total inserter requirements are 2.1 across 4. So half of one of these. What if we were doing it with reds? We would need 10 across 4. So we could give 4 reds per machine, and it'll work. Or really 3 because we're loading 1 already. But yeah, you get what I mean. So like this, that's the 2, which isn't really necessary. And then From this side, we'll do 4. Which shouldn't be necessary because of this, but that's okay. You know, it's weird. When I jump up into space, I lose that I'm grabbing this recipe. So normally I can grab this recipe and then put it here, right? But if I jump into space, I've lost that I'm holding that recipe. I mean, not jump into space, but when I use my jetpack, I lose, like, my memorized recipe. And it doesn't come back when I go back on the planet. When I fall back down. This is a curious little detail. Makes me wonder how they implemented it. The jetpack has had some very unusual behavior to it, and it makes sense given that it's probably something that they never intended for you to do. And it's... I'm imagining that the way they implemented under the hood is basically the jetpack is a vehicle. You're wearing a vehicle that looks like you. And it has its own vehicle controls. So you probably everything that changes when you like get into a car would also change when you lift up. But I don't know what all those things are, so I would keep on bumping into unusual circumstances. Anyway, these all then output, and the output's light, right? That's got like nothing. This recipe takes forever. Yeah, 0.5 of these across all 4. Alright, and that's our first ingredient for gray science. So let's get it actually hooked up a bit better. Need a couple combinators. There we go. They also need to go north though, because that's where we're getting the iron. Alright. Oops. And you go there. You go here. And this is coal. So this will be 2,000 minus however much coal I've already got. Output as something. I don't think I've set something like this in the on the surface yet. Like, we have a facility for it. We just haven't set anything. So what do I want to send for coal? What's my coal symbol? How about these are cool? Deep space science packs. Which one was that? Was that this one? That one? Yeah. So this is deep space science. You know, You have deep space science. You're going to be sending it to the one on the left. And change this to output as deep space science. You are 2000 minus how much coal you've got. Output as deep space science 2s. So let me just look over here. Do we have those both on the thing? Yes. So now you are looking for deep space science 2s. And you're going to be going to Nelvis orbit on the right. And turn these both on. And there we go. Oh, we said we weren't going to get it from here. I forgot. Because otherwise it'll use up the belt. And I didn't set this run yet. Okay, and the iron is 2,000 minus however much iron I've already got. Output as, and I don't remember what the next one is. Have we set it? Or did we say we'll wait till we figure out what we're going to give out? So, Interstellar Void was the last one we just did. So the next one is Interstellar Void Probes, which kind of doesn't fit with the rest of them. Must be launched from a space probe rocket silo that's in an asteroid field. Oh my, we have just barely dipped our toes into space. And you're going to be outputting into Nelvis orbit over here. And you are outputting this as probes. Interstellar Void probes. Now, is that working? The signal's being sent. So let's go ahead and turn this on. No, not that one. This one. Alright, now we have grenades. In space. Useful? Appropriate? Who knows? Next bit. It's this little piercing rounds and firearms, and then we have walls. So let's do the walls first. This actually needs 50 stone bricks per second. So I think again I'm going to give it 2. Because that's a lot of bricks. I don't think this is actually even supplying what we need. I think all of our space launches, our cannon launches, are underpowered. But that's okay because I'm treating them all the same, so they'll all be underpowered by the same ratio. So it's not going to cause like a huge problem. It's just all not going to work as well as I think it will, or as I hope it would. All right, I'm going to put this up a little bit. Or can I? How low can I get away with? Right here? Yeah, that's fine. It's just like these. Except we're not outputting. We just can send them straight up. You are making walls. Let me put this there for prettier looking wires. Alright, and what do we have on the planet for the stone? Like, are we even shooting anything up yet? This junk data card. You're going... Where is that? Oh, you're making stone so that... Okay, we are setting up a bunch of stone already to make the green circuits. I forgot about that. Green circuits are laid out on stone tablets. So, are any of these not used yet? These 3 are. I kind of need a 4th. Well, we can set up 1 for now. And when we come back down, we'll, like, bring this down here. And it's not going to work because we actually would need to be making some more stone for that to be beneficial. But at least we can get 1 of these set up. So our schema had been these data cards. Blank data cards, broken data cards. So the next one is machine learning data. So you're going to set this to 2000 minus how many bricks you already got. Bricks. Bricks. Why am I not seeing bricks? There. Outputting that as machine learning data. Okay, that should be going out. Let's go back down to Nelvis and turn this, set the destination properly. Nelvis orbit, you're going there. And we'll just leave this one offline for now. Are you getting the signal? You loaded, so yeah, you must have. Alright, we got walls. Now for the rest, it's gonna be... The issue is that we need copper plates on both sides. So do I just want to run a belt with the firearms, and then this'll be less complicated than running a belt with both of these? Probably. So this needs iron. So room for one of these, which will be iron. And you're going to make the firearm magazines and output them to here. And it's less than a full belt, right? It's a fifth of a red belt, so I'm pretty sure a white belt can handle it fine. Alright, and then we pull in 2 things. And then another one of these. Alright, and these are both going to be piercing rounds. Alright, and you're pulling in iron. So, put this there. output, input, link. Next iron thing. So we just did this one, right? And that was this interstellar void probes. So this will be annihilation data. And then you're going to be firing it. Here. And this is going to be 2,000 minus the amount of iron we already got. There's probably an easier way to set all these, but I'm not doing that way because I want to make sure, I want to double check them just because I think this is the most error prone part of doing this. And I'm sure I'll make errors myself. I'm absolutely certain that if we tried to do it automatically or in some sort of automated way, we would not just make errors, we'd make egregious errors that cause terrible problems. So you're outputting that. Just go back to this. You've got a place to put it. You're loaded. Go. Alright. Now this is another variant of copper. Or let me just go back to real life. Real life, I say, as opposed to, you know, looking at myself through a satellite. Real life is strange these days. Alright, there's our signal. Or rather, that's our path for our signal. Let me just get this electrified. This is going to be the copper. So you're going to be sending up... Have we used up all of our coppers yet? I think we have. I think we're out of copper cannons. Oh. Alright, well, we'll have to go and make some more. To be fair, probably we're not well supplying them, even the ones we got. So, we need more copper. We need steel also. So, this will be copper and steel. But let's say that's all done. We'll just pretend like it was easy to do. So that's done. Now we're going to output these right here. With the walls. I gotta admit, this doesn't feel right. So we're in space now, right? We're not in atmosphere. So I'm shooting out exhaust. One, I should be flying higher now. Instead of hovering, I'm not just countering gravity. I'm continually exerting force. And two, I think that the smoke should be behaving very, very differently. Like it'll be going almost straight down, I think. And then it'll be hitting the ground and like bouncing off at an angle or something. I don't know. How does a plume of smoke, of exhaust from a rocket, look? Like it probably doesn't look like an airplane jet engine, but I couldn't tell you how it does look. It probably looks different than you and I would think about in space. All right, so in pretend world, we've got our magazines, and now we need to place 5 of these. You know, in hindsight, it's the walls that. But either way, they're all within 1/2 of a belt, and it's gonna take a long time. Well, do I want to change that? I can. It wouldn't be hard. Let's do that. So the grenades can go like this. Do I like that? No, I'd rather just go under. I just need to go get more underneath these. Excuse me. Make some more underneath these for me, please. Alright, and then the walls are like this. There. Or no, they should be like this. Okay, and once we have that, now we just feed them into 5 of these. So let's say it's just gonna go right back up. Listen to that, the way it chugs as it gets stuff. Low power even. Low power, it's still chugging through it faster than these 3 inserters can get it. Which is why we said we'd put 2 down, and we didn't have 2. But, you know, at least we recognized it was a problem. You are making gray science. Alright, I left it up, and that's why I lost my copy. And it's 10 items from each side, so it doesn't matter which one we do. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time with 2 and 4. With a thing there and a thing there. Here, do it again. Do it again, bots. Don't make me come over there. My bots are out of power things. That's actually a problem, because I might, well... Like, I don't have a lot of steel up here, but I bet I have some power things. In a box somewhere. But I might be wrong about that. It's not something I would have thought to load into a rocket. Can I just handcraft a bunch? They need sticks. Small electric poles, which need more sticks. Bunch of iron and copper, and then steel. Here, grab me some. I have these substations. We'll just use them. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of room for him. Um, I really would rather use power poles. We'll just have them slowly building. Where's my iron? It'll take a while, but that's fine. We'll catch up. Why is this not in the right place anymore? Is it movable? Is it up because this is down? It used to be right, didn't it? I don't know. Now I'm doubtful. Have I always been seeing it wrong? It's possible. So this, we won't send it over yet. We'll wait to combine it with blue at some point. So, blue. Alright, and this needs to be a bit longer. Not to there, this up to here. Looks good. It's not working yet, but, you know, it looks like it will work once we get the proper resources in play. I don't know about this look, though. I mean, these huge manufactories, I get why they're so big, to make the space feel grand and all that. And because otherwise, well, no, because they changed how beacons work in the game also, so it's not that big of a deal. But, I don't know. Is this pretty? At least compared to, like, on the planet, when we have something like this, with lots of little smaller things. I don't know. I could see it going either way. So instead of being LDS like this, we could have like 4 or 5 big machines building LDS. Whatever. It might look better when it's all in motion. Like, as it's frozen like this, I think it's kind of creepy looking. Anyway. Oh, especially where this has like a spark in, you know, it's frozen in the animation where it has a spark. So the next thing to lay out would be blue science, of course. So we want to change this to have 10 per second, and to use all the latest and greatest technology. And the issue here is that we got to make these multi-cylinder engines. Aww. And of course, I don't have sulfur. This even at this rate, this is gonna need 12 of these. So one of these pulling in iron, get this locally. One of these pulling in steel on a belt for all 4 of them. So a belt, let's see, how much... if this were a space belt, this would be a quarter of a belt, that's a quarter of a belt. So we could have these 2 on the same ingredient. That would work, I think. And then that feeds into 4. That's actually a simpler layout, I think, than what we just did for military science. Because we're not building these locally. Here, pin that for a moment. So what I'm thinking is... I don't have any more of these. That's a problem. Do we happen to have any more just like sitting around? We have 4 more. And I guess we would need the main thing we're lacking here are these big electric motors. What do those need? It's been a long time since we made them. They need lubricant. So we could actually build big electric motors here. Yeah, let's do that. Build some big electric motors for me. And I have to give you some circuits. Wow, we're actually using some lubricant up. This whole bit here where we have to recycle our barrels when we send them up into space into extra steel. I'm not sure how big a deal that might be. It might be a lot like in C-Block where like everything ended up producing extra stone, what, not bricks. They were extra stone shards or something. And so you always needed to deal with them. Mineral fragments or something. And it was just like, you had to have a entire system just devoted to dealing with them everywhere. It might be like that with barrels. Or we might find a better way to do this. So you made a few of these. You're being held back by lack of green. Let's just go get some more green for you. I have some green right here, actually. Only a few. Alright, and that's going to let you make more of these, the space assembly machines, which is what's holding you back from being able to make more of the manufactories we need. You're stopped because you need these to be in the other box. I could set up a little production line just to make these machines, because I'm using a bunch of them. But so far, I haven't had much trouble just coming back to here and spending 5 minutes just getting them to spit out a few more for me. It's annoying, but you know, I'm not sure it's an annoyance that would be avoided, but simply by trying to set up a separate production line for them. No, you need to make some more of those, don't you? So, engines. And then we just go grab a bunch of greens. And we'll just put it in the box. That's good enough. But yeah, we should probably bust this type of engine at some point. I'm gonna put a little bit more power down, because I know that's causing some issues. So put that there. So for example, this area is never planned to have anything here. Hour and a half until. I think I'm ready for it. I guess we'll find out next episode. Or maybe in 2, depending on how they go. I kind of want to let it hit and see what happens. So, substation right here. Let's see how many of these we can squeeze in. Actually, that was fine. How'd that change our power? So, not much. We're still getting most of our power from these flat solar panels, which are much better than ours. But to make them, we would need to get into like thermofluid and stuff. They need multispectral mirrors, which require chemical gel. Chemical gel requires cosmic water and petroleum gas. Actually, that's not that hard away. We can make that right now. We'd have to do it in space. I mean, because it has to be in a biochemical facility to get. You need to build cosmic water in space. But that means we have to get petroleum gas up here. I don't think it's a problem just filling up this random empty space with these. At some point, we're gonna have to, you know, switch over to better mirrors or better panels or something. But for now, we're good. It's the kind of thing you can't really do that well with bots because it needs a little care and attention. So yeah, now we have some nice solar panels out there that do seem to be covering more than they were before. We'll see when all these machines turn on, though. That's going to be quite some other thing. What was I doing? I was waiting to get some more manufactories. So I'll switch you over back to these. You're not inserting anything at all? Are you bored? Oh, you're trying to insert something that's not the right thing. All right, while you're doing that, let's go back out here and start thinking about this again. All right, so we had this already kind of planned out, but then I got distracted, as I am wont to do. So we were going to... We need one of these. We'll start out. We'll start with this. I'll leave a little bit of space for belts. And we need to start pulling in... This will be iron. Oh wait, no. This should be the steel. So this will be steel. Or should I bring in the steel separately? I guess I should do both in the same place, just for convenience. So this is iron. And it's outputting to there. You're going to be outputting here. You're not even in the right place. So this will get the steel on the right side. It's going to be on the inside, and then you can output. This is going to be creating... Do I like that? It'll work. This is going to be creating iron gear wheels. And putting them on the other side. Meanwhile, we have to pull in these things using underneath these. Alright, and that'll let us make these. Now we just need 4 of these. And they're going to be making these multi-cylinder engines. And the amounts are so trivial. Oops, that wasn't right. This should still be gear wheels. The amounts are so trivial. They're pulling in like 2 of each, and it just takes forever to make it. It takes 13 seconds. What's the recipe? 10-second crafting time. So yeah, even a single one of these would be sufficient, probably. So that would be. Let's add 2 just to make me feel safe. Just to make me feel a little more comfortable with it. Rather have more than I need than not enough. And never try to math live. Or, you know, when someone is watching you or you're making a recording yourself or anything like that. Never, ever try to math. We need that and that. And this needs to go across. So signal, signal, across to you. There. Okay, and this needs to be ironed, so we can just go ahead and set that up now, probably. Let's go look at the planet. I think we have another iron thing, the next iron thing still ready. It was copper that we ran out of. So we just did this one, I think, and this one's still off. Yeah. So you are looking for annihilation data. So this one's going to be looking for hyperlattice data. And then you're going to be putting your iron here. So you are 2,000 minus however much iron we already have. Output as hyperlattice data. Hyperlattice data. I'm really eager to see how we actually get these, like, for real life, like the hyperlattice data. How does that get? Not for real life. I'm sorry, but when we're actually consuming this, let's just look it up. Hyperlattice data. How do we get that? So hyperlattice data is nanomaterial, naquium plate, and blank data cards. And nanomaterial is produced from other nanomaterial and particle streams, and supercooled thermofluid. Although this looks like it might just be like recycling or something. No. Or you use dynamic emitters and heavy composites, as long as you have metallic epoxy in a particle stream, and of course the supercooled thermofluid, and that will give you regular thermofluid with more nanofluid, so nanomaterial. So that's a much more efficient way. But once you have some nanomaterial, then you can turn some of it into random stuff in nanoengineering data too. Of course, the naquium plates are not a big deal. They're just naquium ingots, which are made from refined naquitite and naquitite crystals, which of course are simply crushed naquitite and anion-ion exchange beads, which we get from cryonite, of course. And naquitite is actually just mined using sulfuric acid on the planets that have it, of course. Do we have any naquitite in the galaxy that we're looking at in our system? Here, let me just look at our catalog. Nope, there is no naquitite. Or maybe I wouldn't even tell it here. Would it be out maybe in the asteroid belt? In Etnor? Iridite, but that's not it. So no, in order for us to get the naquitite, which is going to be, you know, way down the line at some point, probably, we're going to have to go interstellar to a different star and find what planets they have. That's quite a ways off, but, you know, how many hours are we into the game? Like 40? Something like that? When do you think we'll finish? 200? I'm kind of really eager to get going. Okay, this is going to be steel, but we don't have steel set up yet. So, once we have that done, though, we have all these being output. And this can just be one side of a belt, right? Not that. Yeah, this is 3.4 total. It's a tenth of a belt. And then we need to put, we need to grab advanced circuits and sulfur. So maybe we could actually bring sulfur in at the top of this belt. I kind of like that. Oh, except for there's not a lot of room up here. I don't want to bring sulfur in down here because that's where we're going to run belts back that way. I think we're just going to have to expand a little bit just to add some more room. Here, I know we have some ground over here. Let's just grab it. How are we doing on... We have another 53 minutes before we run out of life support. And we have, I think, about an hour until our planet gets seared out of existence. Including everything in orbit. I probably should save at some point. Just to make sure we have time to fix things if I miscalculated. But that's a defeatist attitude. You know, assume it'll work. Alright, sulfur right here. And I'm going to want it on the inside of the belt, so we'll run it around like this. And then these will be outputting the engines onto this side. Let's get that combinator out first. So that goes there. This comes down here. There's no crossing on that side. I have to just go down. There. That hooks into it. And I don't think I need sulfur like anywhere else. Like I think this could just genuinely be sulfur. Genuinely be sulfur. So it's gonna be... Well, we will... Okay, no, we're gonna need it for sulfuric acid. Unless we send up sulfuric acid, which might be the better way to approach that. So should I just send up sulfur? Let's just do sulfur. So, okay, this will be 2,000 minus how much sulfur we have, and we're going to send that amount out as sulfur. It feels weird. We're not usually abstracting it into some other system, but hey, it will suffice perhaps. We don't have a sulfur shooter, though, at the moment. We'll need to go and make one. Once we got it, though, this side is going to have 2 of the ingredients we need. And how many do we need for this? We need 12 machines. So we've been fitting 5 here. We'll do 2 sets of 6. And they'll output to the outsides, I guess. The other thing is going to be Okay, so let's put it there. This is your output. We'll work out how to make that happen better in the future. This is the engines and the sulfur. And this will be the red circuits. And I'm out of those machines, but this is how it'll work. And this is, again, very few things, 3 and 3 from each belt, so we'll just bring like that, and that will suffice. And it will output here. Or we should probably put it towards the pairing. Just like that, and that. And we'll do it on both sides, and then this will join over here with something coming that way. And then this. What is this? This is the... Yeah, okay. This can come right like this. Can you go a bit earlier? Yes. There we go. And that's going to be a belt of gray and blue. Once we get it all put together. Alright, I think I'm a little spaced out at the moment. I think we're going to go back to the planet and set up some things to shoot up into here and all that. But we can do that tomorrow, because it's getting a bit late for me. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time.